In our next case, a burglary at a town centre pub takes a terrifying turn.
£9,000 in cash was stolen. The landlord was assaulted with a hammer 5 times, causing massive head injury.
Retired Detective Sergeant Jed Stubbs has worked hundreds of cases, but one will stick in his memory for a long time to come.
This case was a robbery that had taken place at a public house where the offenders had forced their way in and disturbed the landlord and his partner whilst asleep, threatening him with weapons, demanding that they open the safe. The offenders were looking for cash, demanding the occupants open the safe. They were there with weapons, completely in black, with balaclavas on, threatening the occupants that if they didn't open the safe, they would get hurt. Initially, the landlord had refused to open the safe. I believe that's because they're in shock. They're probably trying to work out what's going on. Is this for real? Once the assault started, I'm sure that opinion changed, and eventually the keys to the safe were handed over. The landlord was struck 5 times with a hammer on the head.
Thankfully, the victim has survived, but the attack has left him with serious injuries. The violent burglars have driven away with around £9,000 in cash from the safe. Jed knows that every second counts if he's going to track down these 2 dangerous men.
A crime is like a pebble going in a pond. There's a ripple in the centre. The quicker we can get there, the closer we can get to that first ripple.
Forensics experts examine the pub for any DNA evidence the burglars may have left behind, while Jed and the team look for other clues.
From the scene, there was no weapons found.
The team know the hammer could have led them directly to the violent attackers, but they're out of luck. Could CCTV help them track down these dangerous men?
The route taken to the premises that was attacked can be accessed in 2 ways. One's down the main street where there's numerous CCTV cameras, and one via the back streets where there's none. It was clear from our investigations that they'd use that second option, avoiding all CCTV.
The car the 2 men arrived in is out of view of every single camera. Jed has got nothing to lead him to the people who have committed this violent burglary. Investigators speak to the local residents. Has anyone seen anything that could help the search?
Because of the time, there was nobody on the street, and being a commercial premises in a commercial street, house to house, was a negative, as we say. It didn't provide us any further leads.
The chances of finding the callous criminals are getting smaller by the minute.
It can be difficult to move a case forward when there's nothing there. No one's seen anything, CCTV have not picked anything up. You've almost got a ghost in the night.
The only witnesses are the victims of the terrifying burglary. The landlord is in hospital being treated for his head injuries, but his partner remembers something that could prove crucial.
When the offenders entered the safe, when one of them was kneeling down, it revealed the lower part of his back, which revealed a unique set of numbers. The partner of the landlord had the presence of mind to remember these in key detail. We believed it was a date of birth which is significant to that offender. It could be a birthday, a relative, but it's certainly significant to that person, to the point where they've had it tattooed on their lower back.
Jed searches the police's database for known offenders with any distinguishing tattoos, and he gets a hit.
When we looked at the date of birth, we managed to lead it back to a chap called Carl Taylor. He lived in the local area.
Taylor is immediately arrested, and the team confirm his tattoo matches the one seen by the victim. But the prime suspect is not playing ball.
During the questioning, he made no comments whatsoever. He said nothing to any police questions in terms of where he was or what he was doing at the time of the offence.
Jed is certain he's got one of the violent burglars in custody, but he knows the tattoo alone isn't enough to secure a conviction.
If I went into a courtroom and asked, is that set of 6 numbers unique? Could somebody else have that date of birth tattooed, or those numbers tattooed on the lower back? Well, the answer is yes. So you need something more.
He turns to the landlord. He's been badly beaten. But can he remember anything of significance? What Jed learns turns the whole investigation on its head.
The landlord managed to climb out this window, prevent himself being further assaulted. Whilst up there, he managed to see the getaway car around the corner, and from there he recorded the getaway car on the wall, written in his own blood.
It's an astonishing development. The quick-thinking victim could have secured the vital evidence the team need to convict Carl Taylor and his accomplice. It's tough for Jed to make out, but it's enough to jog the victim's memory. He knows exactly what the car's registration is. An alert is immediately put on the number plate. If any police officers spot it, Jed will be the first to know.
The vehicle itself will be a scene where the offenders have sat in the vehicle, handled the vehicle, driven the vehicle, so it was crucial to locate that vehicle as soon as possible.
Jed waits anxiously for any sightings of the car. And a few hours later, he gets a hit.
The vehicle was located in the local area, abandoned and reported to us. And from there, we get it recovered and forensically examined.
It's an important development. Jed's investigation is ramping up. But is there any evidence on the car to link back to the prime suspect, Carl Taylor?
When a vehicle is recovered, forensically, we'll be looking inside the vehicle for any physical evidence and then look at external of the vehicle. On this particular vehicle were some false plates, and those false plates were examined and a fingerprint of Carl Taylor was found. That was our moment of proof.
Along with the tattoo, the team finally have enough to charge Carl Taylor with aggravated burglary.
The pieces of evidence together were crucial. If the tattoo had never been seen, but we'd got the car details, we could have forensically examined the car. Yes, we'd have got Taylor's fingerprint on the car, and we could have brought him in for questioning on that. But all we can do is connect him to the vehicle. But the tattoo itself then puts him inside the premises. So together, these 2 pieces of evidence were absolutely crucial.
Frustratingly, the team haven't been able to identify the second burglar. In court, despite the damning evidence against him, Taylor pleads not guilty. But the jury sees straight through his lies.
He was given a lengthy sentence of 8 years, 3 months, of which our team and myself were completely overjoyed with, as were the victims.